So you're DIYing your brand, but you can't seem to get it looking, well, like you didn't design it yourself. I'm here to help. Let's go over 7 ways you can make your brand look more professional, even though you aren't a designer. Hi, I'm Alli, and I help emerging entrepreneurs get their businesses up and running online with a standout brand and website. And sometimes when you're just starting out, you have to be scrappy and create these things for yourself. First, let me just say there is no shame in that. And second, you are brave and bold and a serious go-getter who knows you must move forward to bring your dreams to life, even if you're on a budget. So good for you. But there are a few things you can do to make your brand appear more professional. Be sure to stick around until tip number 7 because it's the most important thing you can do when it comes to branding. All right. Let's get started. The first thing you need to do is the foundational work. You might hate me for saying this, but you can't just dive into the fun stuff like creating your logo and your color palette before laying the groundwork. You have to have a deep understanding of who your client is first. I'm sure you already know their physical characteristics, like are they male or female, their age range, are they married? Do they have kids, etc.? But what about their deepest fears? Do you know what keeps them up at night with worry? Before designing anything, you've got to get clear on the root of their problem. Everything that you create for your brand must start here. Number 2, pay attention to psychology. The next thing you should do is take the information that you've uncovered by doing the foundational work and apply it to what you're designing for your business. What your dream client feels about your brand has more pull than what they think about your brand. So how do you want to make them feel? Colors, shapes, and symbols all have built-in associations that can impact the way your brand is perceived. So be sure to do your research first and choose elements that align with the specific emotions you want your brand to evoke. Number 3, don't follow trends. This is one of the easiest mistakes to make, but you don't want to follow the latest trend because that will make you blend in rather than stand out. And you don't want your brand to look like everyone else, right? The other problem with trends is that they often don't fit with your business. If they do though, and you decide to move forward, have a good look at it and think, what spin can I put on this to make me more unique? 4, don't overcomplicate it. There's no denying that we are bombarded by too much information and distractions all day long. So much so, more white space and less clutter will actually make you stand out. It's what our eyes and our minds crave amongst all the noise that we're surrounded by. Because of this, avoid using too many fonts, colors, patterns, and shapes. Take a look at your brand and say, what else can I take away? The more clean and simple your brand is, the more memorable and recognizable it will be. 5, pay attention to alignment and spacing. As humans, we are drawn to things that are balanced. So as you're designing, be sure to look at the balance between the elements that you're using. Another good tip is to be sure there's enough white space around the elements. Don't put them too close together. Keep in mind that while you might want one specific element to be a focal point, you don't want any one thing to stand out and make it so that your logo doesn't appear as one unit. You want it to be seamless when someone views it. 6, include variety. Be sure when you're setting your logo up to think about the different uses that it might have in the end. For example, a horizontal logo is really great for a website, while a stacked or more compact version works really great for social media. So when you're designing, think about the different mediums that your logo might appear on. I like to create a primary logo version, an alternate version, and an icon to cover all of my bases from the start. The final and most important thing you can do to make your brand appear professional is number 7, to be consistent. It's important that all of the materials you create for your brand are cohesive and that you show up with consistency. That way your audience knows what to expect from you and they start to recognize your brand. And remember this, consistency equals trust, and people buy from those they trust. Inconsistency, on the other hand, creates confusion and makes you appear untrustworthy, and you don't want that. A great place to start when it comes to creating consistency for your brand is with your brand's personality. And if you're wondering, what's brand personality and how do I find mine? Click the video that's on your screen right now where I cover just that. And if you're loving all this talk about branding and websites, subscribe to my channel and don't forget to click the little notification bell so that you don't miss any of my upcoming videos. Now let's go get them.